Okay.
Ted's ready. Here we go. Welcome to LeMent Tonight.
Great.
And with me tonight is Ted the Impressionist. And his little cats on the whiteboard. And a kazoo. As always, with me is Gary Limes and the Flea Tones. And welcome to LeMent Tonight, everybody. I'm Bob LeMent. Now, my guest here tonight is Ted the Impressionist. Now, Ted, believe it or not, an impressionist, always delivers what his mama told him. Whenever you meet new people, always make good impressions. I think she said it just like that. And so his mission on stage compels Ted to perform fabulous impressions of dogs, cats, got to see that one, birds, chimps, ghosts, vegetables, chickens, and more. So many, it's like getting hit on the head with a shovel. They all leave a deep impression in your mind. Ted has performed throughout the Northeast and in New York City nightclubs. He produces his own shows, Kook Comedy, Bronco Brad Dang Tootin' Good Time Show. Woo, that's a mouthful. And Gonzo Gala. Hey, everybody. It's Ted the Impressionist. Welcome, Ted.
Hello, Bob. How you doing?
I should have some applause there, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it's great. Oh, I don't smoke.
It probably fits in your impressions right there. There you go.
Yes, thank you.
But
well, it's good to be here, Bob.
Yeah. So take it away, Ted. Give us some
good that you're there.
We want to see it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Take it away. Let's get some impressioning going here.
Oh, okay. Right. I'm sorry. That's right. It's my cue. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that, Bob. Okay. Well, thank you, Bob, and hello, everyone, for you lovely audience out there. Okay. So many people enjoy cat impressions, and so why not have some cat impressions? Okay, great. Here's a cat pretending to be a backhoe. Meow. Meow. Always good for cleaning the litter box.
That's right.
Thank you, Bob. I wrote that. Okay. Now, here's a cat as a microwave. Meow, 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 meow. Ding. Dinner's ready. Okay. Now, here are cats racing at the Indianapolis 500. Meow, 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 meow. Okay. Well, except for the Kyle Busch cat. Okay. Now, here is some dog impressions for you. A hillbilly dog convinced his dead father talks to him through his foot. Whatever you say, Paw. Okay. Now, here's a dog as quality control inspector at the sandpaper factory. Shh, 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 shh. Rough, rough. I wrote that. Okay. Well, and let's see. Here's here's a dog actor in a Tarantino Western, slowly dying in a hail of bullets. Okay, Tarantino wrote that. Well, that's been a wonderful 2 minutes. I'm certainly glad to be here, Bob.
Well, thank you very much.
And thank you very much for inviting me here. Appreciate it. Oh, I don't smoke. Okay. So, how about you?
Oh, thank you very much. And
Sure.
the
Where,
dog is a little triggering, but other than that, it's
yeah.
going
Now,
lately.
where have I seen you or met you before, Bob?
Well, you've probably seen me here on LeMent Tonight at the desk.
Oh, well, I'm in
Um,
like at a comedy show though, haven't I seen?
no, probably
No.
not. I'm not. I don't live
Oh,
in New
okay.
York
My
City.
apologies. Okay.
I live in the Midwest, and so
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Uh,
okay. I haven't performed with you or alongside you in a plausible show or a Zoom mic anywhere.
oh, you might have seen me on the monthly comedy contest.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sure.
usually show up for those.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I haven't
So
done one in a while.
but
I always,
maybe that's when it was. But
yeah. You
but
know what?
it's
The
not about me,
plausible
Ted. It's about
platform
you.
huh?
It's not about me. It's about you. We need to talk about you, Ted.
Oh, well, no, I don't want to be selfish, like blah, 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 blah. It's all about me. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, what does Ted like? Oh, really? What does he like to eat? Where does he like to go swimming? Does he
All good
practice
questions.
Tai Chi? Ooh, loo, loo, loo. No, Bob, it's a give and take conversation. People
Okay.
want to know about, what kind of guy you are. And so, we're having give and take. But just curious because I wanted to know.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so that's you want to go back to me?
Yeah, let's go back to you now, Ted.
Okay, all
So
right, okay, okay.
your bio says you started doing these impressions. I'm guessing we talked about your mother, so I'm guessing it was when you were younger. Now, you said cats, birds, chimps, ghosts, vegetables? Do you
Yeah.
only do you ever do inanimate objects, or does it always have to be animal based?
No, there are vegetable impressions that I've written as well.
Oh, okay. Give me a demonstrate like
Oh, would you
cauliflower,
like to see them?
broccoli,
Oh,
or
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay, a demonstration. Okay. Here's let's see, a squash with bad taste. Hey everyone, how do you like my checkered pants? Now, here's a zucchini.
Mhm.
Well, let's see, a zucchini that has no moral values. Oh, I'm full of moral conundrums.
I think
Now,
all zucchini have no moral values, but that just may be
well, that's a good philosophical point,
it
Bob.
might just be
Appreciate
a
that. Yeah,
stereotype. Mm.
right. Here's a green tomato. Hey, can someone tell me what I'm supposed to do? I haven't been trained. Now, here's a fried green tomato. Dude.
So
How's that?
okay, so we got vegetable, we got animal vegetable. Do you do minerals?
No, but that's a very good one. Yeah, I should try that.
The
Thank you,
whole
Bob.
animal vegetable mineral thing, because there's a song I believe
Yeah,
in a Broadway
yeah.
show about that.
Well, granite and marble, they they don't do anything. They just sit on the ground. That's kind of wacky that you do a granite impression.
It
It's
might. I
crazy.
mean, it might be a good balance for things. From the cats.
I'll certainly give that a try, Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't smoke.
So, have you done these things your whole life? These impressions this way, or I mean, when did this? You're like you wake up one morning and
Yeah.
you're like, I want to do
Well,
impressions that most people don't do.
I've been working steadily on my comedy career, and this is the kind of thing that's really taken off. I've tried doing edgelord material. I wrote this bit about smoking weed,
Mm-hmm.
playing with your pee-pee, and the Russo-Japanese War of 1905. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Have you ever fought in a war against the Russian fleet and they completely annihilate you? And you say to yourself, What the heck? Am I just smoking weed and playing with my pee-pee?
Okay.
I wrote that.
There you go. That's really obviously
Yeah.
studied.
But the impressions really took off.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I don't smoke. Okay. Back to you, Bob.
Oh, back to me. So like what was the antithesis of this? Was you just like, I mean, with the other stuff just wasn't working and you're like, you know what? I think I would rather do,
Yeah.
kitten impersonations than doing historical masturbation material.
Well, the historic stuff wasn't really going over at kids' parties. So I figured, why not try some impressions, see how it works out. It's kind of clean comedy. Most people can relate to, because most people have either a cat or a dog, sometimes both. Many people do eat vegetables. So it was easy enough to just move over to that genre of doing impressions that appeals to a wider audience.
Okay. Do you ever think about doing, like fast food or anything like that? It's like I'm a Big Mac and I'm I'm attacking,
not yet, but I'll
attacking
consider
your
that.
heart or anything like that.
Possibly, I'll consider that.
Oh, okay.
I'm still working on this, this whole theme, Bob. It's just at the very crest of my career. Here's the career, and now it's cresting.
Oh, you're cresting. Okay.
So yeah, I'm still working on it. Yeah, I haven't reached the apex yet. This is good for all you geometry majors out there. Crest, apex, optimal curve,
trajectory,
all that. Yeah. Later on, I'll be discussing quantum equations.
Oh, very good. Do you think this would play in the quantum realm?
Well, that's where Wally the happy talking neutrino comes in.
Oh.
But I find that I have to explain what a neutrino is because it's just not in the common parlance.
Is it like neutrino is like smaller than a bread box?
Yeah, exactly. The tiniest particle in the universe. Yeah.
So at the moment.
Okay, Mr. Buckyball, you got me there. Good point.
At the moment, I think, because everything changes, and so they thought the smallest thing was dust, and then now we're all the way down to neutrino.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think Ben Franklin was like, "Dust is the smallest thing."
Right. So Wally the Neutrino has recently double-crossed me. He has explained now to the audience on the stage that he's now Wally the happy talking nutritionist. And so I have to go along with it because otherwise he won't perform live. So what are you going to do? You got your partner, grows, evolves, and, you have to grow and evolve with him.
When you're at the bottom of the food chain, what are you going to do?
Well, I wouldn't know about the bottom of the food chain, but, that's how it is. That's right, Bob. Excuse me. Being a neutrino wasn't very fun because... What did you choke on a frog? No, I'm good. Well, anyway,
are you smoking?
Nobody knew what a neutrino was, but as a nutritionist, I can advise people on how to eat microplastics and what kind of pussballs are the easiest to. Sorry, he's still a little, on the edge.
Well, that's good. So how long have you been doing this then? How long have you been doing all these impressions and not smoking?
Oh, I don't smoke. It's been about 8 years now. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Is your mother still alive?
Yeah. I've collected some interesting rejection notes along the way as I try to get myself into bookers.
Would you read a couple of them? Yeah, tell us about them.
Oh yeah, one was I need jokes. That was the response to my sample video clip.
You had jokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my favorite so far has been the booker responded back and said, "You want me to book you so you can do cat impressions?" And I said,
"Yeah,
yes."
I mean, that seems fairly obvious. Was this guy not getting it, or?
I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but certainly it's that cresting part that haven't reached the apex yet.
So what do you so what's your plan? So have you got like a 5-year plan, 10-year plan? What are you thinking? Where's this all going, Ted?
Well, are we talking serious now? We're talking serious?
As serious as you want to be.
Oh, okay. Well, it isn't so much a plan as trying to just break through that chicken and egg thing. Just like someone who's trying to break into a new business. You have to have experience to be in the business, but you can't get experience until you're in the business. And it's the same way with then working upstream in the comedy world. It's I've seen others explain it the same way. The comedy world is a giant flat pyramid. There's maybe like a little curved pyramid like this at the end. There's plenty of people all at the bottom of the pyramid.
Right. Yeah.
But to get to the top, you're cutting through a lot of different layers to actually get to that level where then you make it a professional career and you're becoming recognized.
Yeah.
So
I've heard comedy called the Amway of entertainment. Yes.
Yeah, it's probably the same kind of grind. Yeah. So I've been then thinking through about how to manage the kind of act where it's broad enough that it makes sense to people, but not so obtuse that it's difficult for folks to understand. So it's critical
Neutrino?
then for Ted.
Neutrino?
Huh?
The Neutrino?
What's that?
Maybe a little obtuse. I'm thinking.
Oh, well, yeah. So that's part of it is that then if you're making the audience think, they're not laughing. So, I think of all the little things that I've watched videos of different advices or observations on comedy. And you see them on TikTok, for example, or Instagram. And I think of them as not really as illuminations, but affirmations. So you think about the fact that you have to be bigger in life to your audience and engage them. The audience is something that George Carlin said is like the passenger getting into a taxi. They're willing to go for the ride if they're confident where you're going. And so then
I think things like that sentence with a man.
What's that?
If you know where you're going, man.
Yeah. And I saw either a quote or I think it was on Reddit of all things. There's a stand-up group, and there was a mention about the fact that if you're confident in what you're doing on stage, people will follow along with you, even if the material isn't necessarily the greatest. And you can see that, even the great comedians, that if you read their acts on paper, it wouldn't be as funny. Rodney Dangerfield is a perfect example of that. They're pretty kind of, at times, they're kind of lame or hokey puns or word twists. But the fact that he's doing them rapid fire, and I've watched it and counted it, that every laugh hits between 3 to 5 seconds. Doom to doom to doom to doom. And so the audience, that comic tension keeps building and building and building, and then it's like a wave. You're just riding that back and forth comic tension where it's zipping everything out, boom, boom, boom. So I try to think along those lines on how to do the impressions in a fairly rapid way, where then people are recognizing that it's just the whole presentation that's the humor, not necessarily each individual impression itself.
So I can imagine with the cat impressions that you're doing time compression, because between each impression from the cat, there's 4 or 5 hours of napping. And so you're not showing all that.
Well, the idea is not that you're laughing at the impression, is why is this grown man doing cat and dog and vegetable impressions? And so when I see someone,
I was going with you. I was with it. I didn't even think about that.
Well, if you find it funny alone, that's even better. So when I watch people, when they're going like this, there's that level of suspense where they're wondering what's going on, and then they go like this. Is that they're letting it go. They're realizing as they're laughing at the whole act, the whole presentation. And then that's the idea. Then you're building that tension, and they're deciding when they want to release it, rather than the classic setup, punchline, setup, punchline, setup, punchline.
I do enjoy absurdist comedy. This is very absurdist in my very absurd.
Yeah, well, and and that's the challenge, because especially now in the 2020s, as that, what would you say, Bob? 90 to 95% of all stand-up is observational style. People always, they're observational. It's either
What's the
observational
deal
things about their
with
life,
airline
about
food?
society,
Yeah.
huh?
What's the
Yeah,
deal
and
with
so that's
airline
that.
food? I'm doing my Seinfeld. I'm sure you've seen him in New York
What's
somewhere.
that?
Seinfeld, he's in New York somewhere, I'm sure. Jerry Seinfeld. He's
Yeah.
observational. What's the deal with airline peanuts?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Sure. And that's a well-recognized form. So the idea then in observational comedy is that if the material is good and the performer's confident, you can do any kind of observational material. And then, a lot of comics do stuff that's very relatable. They do
Mhm.
jokes about family and dogs and cats and kids and dating. And so all those things, the audience immediately recognizes the framework of what they're joking about.
Mhm.
So any kind of stand-up comedy that's not observational, you're challenging the audience to engage something they're not familiar with.
Mhm.
You think back to the 70s and 80s, there were a number of different, you might say, alt comics, although they were just different in their own particular style, like Judy Tenuta and Emo Phillips
Right.
and Sam Kinison and Dennis Leary. The kind of thing where at first the audience is, oh, Gilbert Gottfried. The audience
Oh,
is
yeah.
kind of hedging because there's clearly they're seeing that there's somebody doing something funny, but it's not fitting that usual framework of observational comedy.
Mhm.
And so you have to be really good and confident at it in order to then, in effect, sell it, to win them over. And you
Yeah.
have to show some vulnerability, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think you're
Oh,
right.
in fact, the classic one, Bob, is Andrew Dice Clay. I
Oh.
Yeah, I remember seeing a very early video. It could have been the New York Comedy Club, back when cable was in its infancy, and so
Mhm.
comedy shows were simply someone pointed a camera at a stage and the comics went up and did their thing.
Mhm.
So back then he was doing a mock-up, uh, uh, a parody of a New Jersey biker who's just telling jokes because he doesn't know how to be a real stand-up.
Mhm.
So the Andrew Dice character in the real early 80s, like in 81, I think, he's got the leather jacket on with the chains, and he got the cigarette, and he's telling stupid jokes like, hey, why did the moron throw the clock out of the window?
Mhm.
Because he wanted to see time fly. And so, but
Yeah.
after a while, he
Oh.
started doing these misogynist jokes that actually people were laughing at more with him instead of
Mhm.
at him. And so he built that up into the larger character that we all know, the
Right.
one that's telling all the nursery rhyme things
Hickory
and the,
dickory dock. Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly, right,
Oh, there
right.
you
And
go.
so it transformed from a parody act of a character into this
Mhm.
larger than life thing that, for better or for worse, people went to shows to engage and identify with this foul mouthed guy telling dirty nursery rhymes.
Limericks. Yeah. Doing dirty
Yeah.
limericks on stage.
So, after the go-go 80s, things filtered, those kind of acts then aged and filtered out, is because people get older. And so then the large majority of comedy nowadays, stand-up comedy, that is observational. I've noticed that
Mhm.
even when I've gone online and looked up a list of what's called an alt comics, that a majority of them are just doing observational humor in an alt way. It may be kind of a wacky way, but
Oh,
it's
maybe.
still
Yeah. There
observational
you go.
humor. Yeah. Can you think of
Interesting.
anyone that does stand up that is well recognized, reasonably recognized, that doesn't do observational?
It doesn't do observational.
Yeah, exactly.
Currently, as in now.
Yeah.
That's a good question here. Let me think about
Yeah.
this.
Right.
I wish I had a timer.
Yeah. There's one guy that I can't think of his name. Is his name Dimitri? Where he does this act where he's got like a felt board or a marker board, and he's demonstrating something, and so you're
Mhm.
laughing at this demonstration he's doing.
Mhm. I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
him. I'm trying to think of who.
Yeah, that's the only kind of alt comedy that I've seen more recently.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What
So
that
this,
meant.
so
Well, it's
so
like
so so
Professor
winding this
Ted
all
the
back to your
Impressionist. Yeah.
yeah. So winding this all back to your original question, Bob, is when you said about a plan, is just trying, just like I think of myself sometimes like Thomas Edison inventing the light bulb. I keep experimenting 1,000 times, 2,000 times to figure out then how to get this light bulb to last. So it's one thing to go up on stage. Like the old cliche of a blind squirrel can find a nut every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything on stage and get a laugh once in a while. It's how do you build that consistently, where every time you go on stage, it's going to work. That's the tough part.
It's really interesting that you use Thomas Edison as your example, because he just stole a lot of things. And that's what all comics do.
That's a real interesting statement, Bob. Stole things?
Yes, well, he stole a light bulb even.
I would say that like anybody, like any creative person, you're cribbing out certain things that other people have done and figuring out a way to incorporate it or improve it.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't know if he
you don't like the stealing word. I got you. I see.
Yeah. So, like for example, like he was in a neck and neck race with Tesla, who was aligned with Westinghouse.
Right. He stole from Tesla because Tesla worked for him, and the reason
for
Tesla
a while
didn't work for him is because he kept stealing everything.
Okay. All right. Let's use another example here, because people, I don't know if people would. I think people don't give a rat's ass what happened to Tesla and Edison on this show. But a more relevant example would be is Shakespeare is famously known
for stole as well, but
borrowing and using different sources to create unique material. Now you could look at it, a line of text, and say, "Oh, that's a text from blah blah blah," or a lot of times he took from Plutarch's histories.
Right.
But it's not as if you say he stole from Plutarch. He just borrowed the core idea or core character, and he used it to flesh out a story of Antony and Cleopatra. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. We won't say stole, but hey, this is fascinating.
Well, this is kind of a pithy conversation, isn't it, Bob?
No, this is fascinating. But I need to turn it over to Gary for just a moment so we can transition to our game. Okay.
Oh, okay. Who's
Here
Gary?
We go. So Gary Flea and or Gary Lime and the Fleetones is going to play us a little bit of a song here. Hopefully, we will see if that comes to pass here. Oh, there we go. Hey, Gary, how's it going?
Thank you, and good night.
Not yet, Gary. Not yet.
Bob, you are a grade A asshole.
Okay, that's enough, Gary. We're having enough of that. I'm sorry. We got to talk more about Shakespeare and Rodney Dangerfield.
Well, the thing is, like, there's no such thing as a pure creative thought that came from nowhere. Things people borrow and pick up from various sources. It's your own unique take on
this
those.
This whole show is a stolen show. Exactly. You're right.
So that's all. I don't know how we got into this conversation, but anyway, that the idea that I know, because you were saying about Thomas Edison. That's how we got there. So experimenting to me is I keep experimenting and improving on it, as it took Thomas Edison nearly 10,000 times to figure out how to make a light bulb that lasted. For me is then keep experimenting over this time that I've been doing this to figure out what is going to work consistently to get the audience to go over that what is it going on hump into acceptance and then laughter.
Right. No, that's good. No, I'm giving you a hard time, Ted, but no. I totally understand where you're coming from.
It's a real in-depth conversation. And what I'm hoping is that people will tune in and go, wow, this was great. Did you listen to this podcast? You should tune in, because these guys really, that's what I'm trying to do.
Or they might say, wow, there was a cat listening to cat impressions. That's amazing. Now we're gonna do a little. We're we're going to do a little game called Ask Not.
Okay.
I'm going to pose questions to you, and so
Yep.
then you're going to give me the worst possible advice that you can think of for my questions.
All right, got it.
So here we go. Ask
All right,
Not.
here we go.
I should sing Ask Not. There you go. So Ask Not. So Ted, I know you're an impressionist by trade, but
Yes.
I have a bit of a love triangle with a couple of next door cats. And I don't know exactly what to do. I'm the male. I've got two females, one on either side of me at the house here. I'm in love with both of them. I don't know what to do. I can't choose one, but obviously in this world that we live in,
yeah,
it's hard to be. I'm not a Mormon cat.
Okay.
I don't believe in polygamy. I've got to choose. What's your advice?
I would say you should first head over to Walmart and get yourself a variety of colored Crocs, purple, green, yellow, and actually 3 pair. One for yourself, and then the cats have 4 paws, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pair of Crocs for you and the cats, because that way you can bond with each other and neither cat will be jealous of the other. So for example, you could have the green Crocs and kitty number 1 can wear the yellow and blue and the other can wear the purple and pink. And therefore, and when you go out in public, people won't give you the evil eye is why is Bob, the human, messing around with 2 cats, because you're clearly wearing Crocs. So you have some kind of thing going on together that most people in our diverse society would respect. Unless, of course, you're anti-DEI. In that case, you'll be immediately shipped off to the Congo for deportation to a third world country that you neither speak the language nor know anything about.
What about the Crocs that mix the colors? You know what I mean? Like the swirly Crocs or the psychedelic style Crocs.
Oh, well, in that case, if that's your style, then you should also get your hair colored to match the Crocs. And for you, it'll be easy. You can dye your hair pink with your pink Crocs, for example, and you'll look fashionable. The cats, of course, hate being immersed in any kind of liquid. So you'll have to wear a beekeeper suit to dunk the cat into the psychedelic colors to color their fur.
Possibly one of those
not only is that convenient for you for coloring the cat, but then you can open up your own honey stand at home.
Oh, wow. That would
because you bought the beekeeper suit, you may as well buy the bees to go with it. Otherwise, it's kind of stupid, isn't it? Yeah, people go, look at this jerk. He's got a beekeeper suit with no bees. What's that all about?
That's true. Although, you know, there was a movie with Jason Statham called The Beekeeper, and he made out quite well in that movie, I think.
Well, that's Hollywood. You know, it's a lot of it's made up. It's kind of fake, you know. In real life, you know, beekeepers live a very austere life. In fact, beekeepers make wonderful lighthouse keepers because they're poor, they don't have regular personal hygiene, and they're just focused on one thing, you know, the bees or keeping the light on.
Now, I think I got lost in the whole Croc situation, but am I choosing one of the 2 cats, or am I just still going with both and everybody's wearing Crocs?
Oh, I see. Once you and the cats have the Crocs on and you're walking the public streets and and you've dyed their hair, then it's kind of a Zen thing. You can sense what vibe is working with either cat. So, you know, if you're kind of because everyone has their own colors. You know that, right? You might be a pink, or you might be a summer pink, or more of a winter blue.
What color do you think I am? What do you think I am?
I think you're kind of an El Nino hurricane.
Gotcha.
So it's difficult to know the season because, you are like a hurricane.
I appreciate
Neil Young wrote that.
how you did put any inflection to make it sound Spanish when you said El
Oh,
Nino.
yes. Yeah, well,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you try to pretend that you know how to speak Spanish and you roll your R's, well, your R's might roll too far off your tongue, and people know that you're faking it. So by being totally ignorant of how to speak a language, then people will just say he's ignorant, but he doesn't know any better.
I just was curious because
he's an ignorant. He's an ignorant ignoramus.
The El Nino.
Yeah, exactly.
They try to make it sound like they're, Jimmy Smith or something. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I'm still, I don't think we've clarified.
This isn't working for you, Bob? I haven't explained
it. Am I going with both the cats? Are we setting up a commune? What's
happening
here?
Okay. Well, then in that case, it may be useful for you to consider then a polycat relationship. It's very similar to a polyurethane situation, except instead of popping plastic packing bubbles, you're popping little bubbles for off each cat, because cat can have little pus bubbles, so it's kind of the same. Or you could or you could be a polywog relationship with the cats, whereas that as a cat catches a tadpole, you have a relationship with both the cat and the developing frog. That's what's called the polywog relationship.
I got it. So I replaced one of the cats with a frog, and I'm all good.
Well, then, because people, in our diverse society, people recognize many poly relationships: polyurethane, polyfrog,
polyester.
Even here in Troy, New York, we have the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. So people have relationship with various engineering expertises, and no one bats an eye. Am I helping you out? Is this useful to you?
I think so. So. Other than the dyeing of the hair, I think I'm on board with all the rest of it. And I already have some Crocs, and so
Okay.
Unfortunately, I gotta buy 2 pair for each, and it's a whole.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be expensive.
So, it will be.
What about?
I know that sometimes.
Any gibbets with this, or
gibbets?
Those are little things you put in the Crocs, the holes in the Crocs.
Oh, I thought you meant giblets. And I was going to say, yes, it's nice if you go out, you buy a fresh chicken, you really don't want to eat the innards. So that's where the giblets on your Crocs not only makes it an outstanding and unique fashion feature, but it attracts other cats. So if you get tired of your relationship with the 2 original cats, you'll have more cats following you. Chasing after you and the giblets in your Crocs.
Bad smells seem to attract cats. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's interesting.
And you could also carry a Gibson guitar for no other reason than you have some alliteration going. Your giblets as gibbets with your Gibson.
Speaking of Gibsons, Gary wants to play a little song, I think.
And that's what
go ahead, Gary.
Thanks so much for listening to us today. We have a great time playing for you. Howard Levy on the keyboards and harmonica. Victor Lamont Booten on the bass. Future Man on the syntax guitar.
Wow. Far out, Gary.
Yeah, he's really working it. He's working that Gibson. Oh, good. Hey, there's Neutrino, or Nutritionist.
I'm a one nutritionist.
It looks a little bit like a tennis ball. All right, thanks, Gary. Thank you very much. All right. So, Ted, let's wrap this up tonight, all right? So
sure.
You've given us a lot to think about, way more than I expected. I just expected impressions.
Well, Bob, you ask for one thing and I provide many things to you so that it helps you succeed as a podcast producer.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that possibly somewhere in your life you do more things than just impressions. Is that true?
Who wants to know?
Well, the audience wants to know.
Okay, well, another fun thing I do is I do Nancy and Sluggo comic strip remixes.
Okay.
On Facebook, it's called, if you go on Facebook, it's called Bushmiller Remixed. And
Are you just making
so,
that up because you look straight up in the air, which I believe.
well, I have to pause to make sure I'm articulating what people understand, because people may not be familiar with the Nancy and Sluggo cartoon per se. But anyway,
Well,
on the
I think Nancy
Bushmiller
and Sluggo were
Remixed,
the first transgender comic book characters, I think. They
yeah,
both look
yeah. Well, I don't
essentially
know
the
about
same.
transgender. Yeah. So anyway, the Nancy cartoon is really boring. It's tedious. The jokes are
Yeah.
lame as hell. So what's fun is
It's
to
just
remix
it's a
them to
step
make
below
them to
Bazooka
improve
Joe, as a
upon them.
matter of fact, I think.
Yeah. So that's my side gig. I enjoy doing that. I always post mine every Wednesday and Saturday morning.
Wednesday and Saturday. So comics online. So you would think that comics, went away with the Sunday paper, but not in this
Oh,
case.
well, it's got a pretty sizable drawing. You know what's fun about those is when you're doing ones with song lyrics. So I like to do Nancy remixes, utilizing some nugget from the Ramones. Or my
Ooh.
favorites is when I do some that are using the lyrics from Barnes and Barnes Fish Heads.
Oh,
You
roly
know that one,
poly.
Bob?
Oh yeah, sure.
You know Fish Heads? Yeah.
Roly poly fish heads.
Yeah,
Fish
yeah,
heads,
yeah,
eat
yeah,
them
yeah,
up,
yeah.
yum.
Right.
Uh,
Those are fun.
the late great Bill Paxton was in that video, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Do you know that?
Oh, how about that? I did not know that.
Do you know Bill Paxton at all? No, he's an actor.
Well, I know about him. I know who he
Yeah.
is.
All
Yeah.
right. He was in
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that was one of his
Oh,
friend.
okay.
He was friends with what the artist who created the song.
Now, I did not know until people are commenting on the strip is it Bill Mummy?
Billy Mummy,
Is
yes.
Billy Mummy is
From
one
Lost in
of the
Space.
Barnes and Barnes from
Yes.
Lost in Space. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
I-
It may be the only thing that he's known outside of Lost in Space, but
Well, he does
like
other music as well. Yeah, he's
oh
he's
yeah?
really
Okay.
quite a
Oh, you know
musician.
more about him than I do then. I
Yeah,
didn't know
well, I
that.
mean, besides going to all these fair, the nostalgia things where he gives people autographs and everything. No, he's quite
Oh,
the
yeah.
musician. And Fishheads was probably, I mean, that's probably one of the more well-known things because it was
Yeah.
a phenomenon back in the day because it was, right at the cusp of music videos and so forth, and they had a video out there and whatnot, and everybody loved it. And he aligns with Dr. Demento and then Weird Al and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, back in the very early days, the infancy of MTV, that was on a regular rotation.
Yeah.
But then that was in the day when MTV just had a number of crudely made music videos from obscure bands, and
Like
it's
the Bubba.
literally, Bob, that someone was shooting them. What do you call it? Air guitaring their music video on like a little 8mm camera.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. They'll give it a certain, cachet then. So
Yeah.
tell me the name of the comic strip again with the Nancy.
On Facebook, it's called the Bushmiller Remixed, and it's anyone that does remix cartoons of the Nancy and Sluggo cartoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that existed. So this is
well, you know a lot about, Barnes and Barnes. I have to match you, nugget for nugget for facts.
Or you think about, have you ever thought about branching out into Andy Capp or
No, just that, as a kid, again, especially by the 70s and early 80s, the Nancy cartoon was pretty lame. You'd feel dumber after you read it. So this is
what
a way.
This is the Katzenjammer Kids. You ever want to do one of those remixes?
No other.
Goofus and Gallants.
Just the Nancy cartoon in particular was so lame that it's actually fun to change it around and improve upon it in myriad ways.
Well,
Yeah,
I think everybody should check that out. I do, honestly.
Sure. Okay, yes. Check it out, viewers. Yeah.
Ted, this
and let me
is
know what you
a
think.
conversation that I never imagined would ever happen.
Well, again, Bob, my idea, my burden is to make your show really interesting.
We'll bring the neutrino back up.
Okay, sure. Plus, he has his other friend too.
Oh, what's his other friend? Quark?
Oh, well, okay. So here we go. Here you go. Hi, thank you, Bob. I appreciate it because this
The
guy,
surprise
Ted,
guest neutrino, everybody.
he's
Yeah.
kind of boring. I'm not a neutrino. I'm a nutritionist.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, nutritionist. Yeah.
Now, Bob, are you eating? Are
Quit
you eating
smoking.
regular fiber every day? Hey, don't
the
forget about me.
fiber.
I'm Barney Bacteria. Hey,
Oh,
Bob,
gosh.
I
Okay.
want to say hello to all the good bacteria in your gut. This is really stupid, Hey, who invited you? I did. It's my show.
Now, Barney, do you travel from person to person? Because I would think if you were gut bacteria that you would leave the system and then have to get into another system.
Yeah. Well, it was easier when Spirit Airlines was around because it was cheaper. They had a lot of poop flights, So
oh, yeah.
it was easy to travel back in that day. Well, that's really good. Now we're going really gross here. I'm keeping the show real classy, and you're talking about poop jokes. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Bob. I want to make sure we do this on a classy level. Yes,
Sure.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
So, which one of you is Nancy and which one's Sluggo in this scenario?
I'm the Mary, and what? I'm the Mary, and you're the Rhoda. No, I'm the Mary. No, I'm the Mary. Sorry, Bob. We still have to
I think you're both Phyllis.
Oh.
Ted, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Okay. Sure.
Special thanks to your special guest Neutrino and to gut bacteria and everybody. Eat your fiber. Catch Ted on Plausible and other places.